The Times today, the Irish Times, the Sports Tuesday, obviously it is a Tuesday. If you're waking up this morning going, oh, I can't believe it's Monday, it's Tuesday, don't worry about it. Mahrez makes his mark as City have their way at Wembley. It was difficult to reconcile the intrinsic weirdness of this occasion. Wembley yawned with empty seats. The pitch looked like a pudding, a legacy of Sunday's NFL game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Philadelphia Eagles. And for long spells, there was a strange lack of intensity. It's mad that Spurs can't sell out Wembley in London to all the tourists who were there on a bank holiday weekend. Maybe it's not a bank holiday in England, but anyway, who were there midterm, close enough to midterm, right? Like, there aren't enough tourists to sell out Wembley for the visit of Manchester City. Sterling finds his perfect pitch on a night for directness, is Barney Roney's piece, on a surface scarred by the NFL. Come on. Scarred by the NFL. Scarred by Spurs. Scarred by Spurs.
I wonder, has he made the leap that because it was played on an appalling pitch, Raheem Sterling's performance last night proved that he was a gritty performer, despite all the horrendous conditions going on around him, playing on something that resembled the Gobi Desert. He managed to pull out a performance for the ages. I'm sure that line is in there somewhere. This was the moment when Raheem Sterling became a truly gritty player.
Cristiano Ronaldo's given a very self-serving interview to France Football magazine, blaming Fiorentina Perez for him leaving, for not getting enough love from Perez, and that's why he has left Real Madrid. He also says, oh, woe is me, my family are really suffering because of this allegations of rape against me. Jude's failed to lay a glove on Mannion as Crokes regain crown. That's Paul Mannion kicking 1-5 or 1-7?
1-6.
1-6, there you go, in between. John Caulfield says he's happy to do things the Cork City way. Manager insists he's not envious of Dundalk's overseas financial backing, but the drop quote says, if a team keeps investing heavily and buying all the best players, of course you expect them to win. I'm not jealous, you're jealous. Jerry Thorney's piece is a few red cards is the price worth paying for safety, and Chicago could be another key staging post in Carberry's career. Carberry's expected to get the nod, start at 10 in Italy, and there's a good piece on Greg McWilliams, who was a guest on Friday Night Off the Ball last March in the Pig and Whistle when we did our live show. He is the director of rugby at Yale. He used to be a teacher at St. Michael's. He was the one we got to ask which is posher, St. Michael's or Yale.
What was the answer?
He refused to answer. A very cautious answer. Leicester give their players time. Grieving squad will decide today whether they are ready to play again this weekend. The likelihood is we expect that the game will happen next weekend, and then obviously Paul Mannion is the lead in that one. The Irish News for you. You can do that next if you want. Go straight to the Irish News. Kane pressures office. Coal Island midfielder relishing crack at Ulster Giants Cross McGlenn. It's not Harry Kane. The pressure's not off Harry Kane. It's Coal Island against Cross in the Ulster Club Football Championship. But that is a picture of Riyad Mahrez celebrating after scoring for City against Spurs last night. The back of the Irish Independent. Ruddock in line to lead Ireland against Italy. Cian Tracy is in Chicago, and he's saying that Rhys Ruddock is going to get to captain Ireland. Not the first time he's going to captain Ireland. Not the first time he's going to captain Ireland in America. Mahrez tribute to the boss, Pochettino, in Madrid site. So apparently Pochettino, who was making some funny sounds after the Spurs game, like, I don't have a good feeling. It's funny how...
Before the game, in fact.
Oh, okay. We've had our best start to the season, and I just don't feel it, you know? I just don't feel it around here. I don't feel like... I'm not happy with the way things were done in the summer.
Well, it was like he said, it's strange, isn't it? It's our best ever start, and it's my worst ever feeling. How strange is that, everybody?
Yeah. Real Madrid have a job opening. What? I don't know. Maybe now's not the time for that. Totally unfair fixture schedule leaves St. Pat's boss fuming. This is the Wicklow champions. Casey O'Brien is his name. Having to play 24 hours, twice in 24 hours. I don't know who made the fixtures, but we were told they were set in stone. You had to play, and that's that. They allowed no time whatsoever for replays for the dual players. Nothing. I wonder what happens if they don't show up. I mean, they get kicked out, but like the outpouring of you can't kick them out. What happens?
Well,
let's test this theory.
I'm not sure if it will actually lead to anything much.
Purple rain. It's the purple jerseys. Mahrez strikes as City see off Spurs to regain top spot. The Promised Land, county championship glory for Charleville and Kilmacud Crokes. And changes to judging system will ensure all-stars represent the best of the best. Did you know this? That you can now get an all-star. So if there's 3 brilliant midfielders, they're going to shoehorn one of them in as a defender or a forward.
Is that not what they always did?
An outfield player can be chosen for an award in an area other than the one they were nominated in. So I think you had to be nominated.
Right, okay.
I think that if you were... So say if Colin Kavanagh, James McCarthy and somebody else were all nominated as midfielders, you can push Kavanagh into the defence.
Right.
This is where he plays.
Yeah, that's okay. So he can now be nominated as a defender, or he can
no matter where you're nominated,
you can be given a different award.
Yeah.
Right. So Kavanagh might show up in the backs then.
I mean, it's interesting he's saying that, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Bookies on alert as Sam Crow sticks to hurdling. Sam Crow leapt to the head of the champion hurdle market yesterday after Connections confirmed that race would be his big target this season. A switch to fences had been an option for Sam Crow, a point-to-point winner who was anti-post favourite for the Arkle, JLT and RSA chases over the summer. So somebody is making a fair bit of cash from him picking there.
Back page of the Herald this morning is going with Manchester United and Jose's £100 million for January. United manager to get funds for centre-back and forward. So I think you can call that a war chest. I think that's the technical term for somebody who gets a bit of money like that. So 100 million quid for Jose Mourinho to spend in January. It's looking like he actually probably will survive until January. We were saying he was going to be gone by Christmas, or I was saying he was going to be gone by Christmas, but I'm now starting to change my view on that. Back page of the Irish Daily Mail is O'Neill's grief. Ireland boss pays tribute to Fox's chief, and Schmidt rests senior players for Chicago trip. So not everybody got the trip to Chicago. Not everybody who's not playing anyway. The likes of Rory Best, Johnny Sexton and Peter O'Mahony are going to be left at home. Back page of the Mirror is your call. Devastated Leicester players will be given the choice of when they return to Premier League action. And Mara says he was like a dad to me, speaking about the same story as well. Pointing to the sky in a pretty poignant celebration there last night after his winner at Wembley. Back page of the Irish Daily Star goes with that picture of Mara's as well. Heaven sent Mara's tribute to Fox's chief after City win pitch battle. And Mannion kicks Crokes to glory on one leg. So he picked up a bit of a hamstring injury, I think, near the start of that game. He might now be a doubt for Kilmacud's journey through Leinster, but he was unbelievable last night. Scored 1-6, all of it from play, all of it on that left leg. Back page of the Sun then is Real jobs, all yours, Poch. Conte hopes KO'd by player power, and Mannion on a mission, says the headline on the Dublin County final. Front page of the Daily Telegraph sports section then is City are just pitch perfect. Mahrez seals victory to return City to the top despite Wembley's damaged surface. And it's also that story on the back of the Guardian. Moved Mahrez sends City back to the top, and home and broken-hearted Leicester's football family unite in grief and farewell.